Folks, we got to rename it 222 Cornerback Drive.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's good, everybody? Matt Dery with you, Locked On Lions, Locked On Podcast Network. Today is Tuesday, day 2 of NFL free agency, March, I should say the 14th. Yeah, I wish it was May. Tuesday, March 14th, and a Wednesday, March 15th. Thanks for making us your first listen and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts, if it includes LockedOnLions.com, the Matt Dery Twitter page, at Dery Speaks, at Locked On Lions on Twitter, Matt Dery Facebook fan page, and you can find us on YouTube. Please subscribe and check us out on the Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Coming up today, more cornerbacks coming into Allen Park. If you think the Lions are taking a corner at 6 now, you're crazy. Lions are busy in free agency just adding corners. Yesterday, Cameron Sutton. Today, Emmanuel Mosley from the Niners. Love that move. They added a kid named Mac McCain yesterday. They got more cornerbacks than they know what to do with right now. We'll get into that today on the show. Also, the Commish is back. John Kaminsky. Will Harris is back. Matt Nelson is back. Jamal Williams hasn't been signed anywhere else. DJ Chark still out there. Why hasn't Halapoulivaati Vaitai been let go? Maybe the Lions want to keep him. We'll get into that today. And the Aaron Rodgers saga apparently could be over by 1 o'clock tomorrow. All of that today right here on Locked On Lions. Again, thanks for making us your first listen, checking us out each and every day right here. And as we bring you content, tell your friends, tell your Lion fan friends, we are here on Locked On Lions. All right. Yesterday, the big first signing was Cam Sutton from the Steelers. Lions get him for 3 years at $33 million. He'll only make $3 million this year base salary. They gave him a $10 million signing bonus. They moved a lot of money into the bonus. So there's money to be spent. The Lions, Mike Disner, the Cap people, Brad Holmes, they've all done a great job. Yeah, I just shouted out Mikey D, Mike Disner. Today, day 2 of free agency, Lions go right back and dip their toe into the cornerback pool and go get Emmanuel Mosley, 26 years of age, undrafted a few years ago. That's been a solid piece as both an inside and outside cornerback with the San Francisco 49ers. Mosley gets reported 1 year, $6 million deal. I absolutely love it. Another prove-it 1 year deal. You get a guy for cheap. You're not paying a lot to. Is he as good as James Bradbury? No. Bradbury got 3 years and $38 million today from the Eagles. All right, nearly $15 million a year. Or not $15 million, $13 million a year. 12 and a half. My math's bad. It's been a long day. From Philadelphia with a $20 million signing bonus. James Bradbury is excellent. All right. Not telling you Emmanuel Mosley is as good. But before Mosley got hurt last year and tore his ACL in week 6, he was a really good piece for a really good Niners defense. Mosley also, thanks to my friend Brian Fantich, shout out to Big Brian, Mosley was a teammate of Cam Sutton's at Tennessee. So Brad Holmes is all over these volunteers cornerbacks. But again, now, this begs the question. Will we be seeing mock drafts for the Lions taking Christian Gonzalez or Devin Witherspoon from Illinois at 6? Think about where the Lions are right now in their secondary. Will Harris is coming back. I'm going to get to that in a second. But so at cornerback right now, you've got Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley, Jeff Okudah, Jerry Jacobs, Will Harris, Mac McCain, whoever that is, was signed yesterday, and Chase Lucas, who was a 7th round pick last year. This is like cornerback U down at 222 Rodwood Drive. Cornerbacks everywhere. Now, Mike Hughes is still out there. The Lions could re-sign him. Amani Oruwariye is not coming back. But Will Harris is back too. So they are loaded at corner. I don't see a scenario now where the Lions would take a corner at 6. Where's he going to play? If you take a player at 6, they start. All right, Sauce Gardner was what, 4th last year? The guy started and he's the best corner in the league. Lions drafted TJ Hawkinson 8th. He was a starter. They drafted Eric Ebron 10th. He was a starter. They drafted Aiden Hutchinson 2nd. Panay Sewell 7th, 8th, whatever he was. Starter. You're not taking a corner at 6. And where's he going to play? Mosley has to be on the field. He's a ball hawk. Good player. Cam Sutton's going to play. Jeff Okudah, unless they're trading him or getting rid of him or something, I don't know, is going to play. Jerry Jacobs now is your 4th corner. Maybe even 5th with Will Harris. Now, you play a lot of corners. There's a lot of passing in this NFL now. You got to have a lot of corners. But my goodness, the Lions are loaded there. Why would they possibly draft a cornerback to be 3rd string at number 6? I don't see it. Do I see them maybe taking a corner later in the draft? Yes. But when you've got Sutton, Mosley, Okudah, Jacobs, Harris, Lucas, McCain, 7 guys right off the top of my head right now. So I like the Emmanuel Mosley pickup. Again, 26 years old. And yes, yesterday I said Cam Sutton was 24. I went back and watched it. He's 28. Sorry. Made a mistake. Misspoke. But Emmanuel Mosley is a good football player. And hopefully he's going to be healthy. Like I said, tore his ACL in October last year. But part of a really good defense. Has played with Sutton before. They were college teammates at Tennessee. So I like the move. And again, this is what Brad Holmes does. I'm not sitting here telling you to crown Brad Holmes or call him King Holmes. Like in Chicago, the hashtag is King Poles. They think Ryan Poles is the second coming of Bill Polian. Give me a break. Cynthia Freeland, is that her name? Freeland from NFL Network? Are the Bears? She tweeted this out yesterday. Are the Bears the favorites to win the NFC North? Not with that quarterback. Sorry. Oh, but he's got Darnell Mooney. Okay. Everybody calm down with the Bears winning the division. Did the Bears get better yesterday? Of course. They still got a long way to go. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Mosley. I like the pickup. This is what Rod Wood does, a little 1-year deal. He'll get paid next year if he plays well. It's a prove-it deal, and you got a good football player on your team. That's what you want. You want to be adding good football players. All right, Lions are bringing back some of their own guys. Owen guys. We're going to get into that coming up next. But first, midway point of the NBA season is here. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app, because new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, super easy to use. Then you can bet on everything you want, from the money line to point scores, three-pointers drained, all of that. If you were on FanDuel last night and had the Pistons, nice. They took care of the Pacers last night. Plus, FanDuel even lets you combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. Don't miss a chance to get your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon to learn more. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, so I really like this move for the Lions. I'm going to get to some of the other re-signings and everything else, but news today, you saw Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network tweeted out this morning that with Zach Bryan, I think is his name, from Arizona. This is a guy I'd never even heard of. You know, getting all this money last night to re-up with the Cardinals. And I said, wow, John Kaminsky's going to clean up now. Because you got a one-hit wonder, a one-year guy out in Arizona getting all this money that plays like Kaminsky does, inside and outside. Got like 3 years and $40-some-odd million. Then John Kaminsky is going to be, and Mike Garafolo pointed this out, probably a $5 to $6 million a year defensive end/D tackle pickup. And there's a lot of teams looking for defensive linemen. I mentioned the Browns, although the Browns have picked up Dalvin Tomlinson, and other teams always are looking to bulk up on the interior. But today, according to reports, John Kaminsky is coming back to the Lions, great news, on a 2-year deal for $8.5 million. That is fantastic. You didn't even get him for $5 or $6 million. You got him for less. You got him for 4.25 or whatever it is. That's phenomenal. Kaminsky coming back is huge. 30 tackles last year, 4 sacks, really fit the profile of what the Lions were looking for. The commish was loved in that locker room. And again, another player coming back tells you all you need to know about the front office and the coaching staff and what the players think of the culture. And Kaminsky gives you a hometown discount. I think it's great. The Lions are doing this right. They're building it up front from the inside out. They're bulking up on D linemen. Have you noticed Charles Harris hasn't been let go? Romeo Okwara hasn't been let go. Hal Vaitai hasn't been let go. We thought those would be cap casualties. Yet the Lions are being very strategic in their signings. They're not breaking the bank on stuff. Sutton's contract, 3 at 33, was not exorbitant. Then they move it to a bonus. Kaminsky's contract, 2 at 8.5, solid. Isaiah Buggs, 2 at 4 or whatever it was, solid. The Lions are being, I really liked watching, a little bit stunned as to how good he was last year. He was much better than I thought he would be. But John Kaminsky played great football last year. Not good football, not great. But good rotational piece, a guy you've got to have on the interior, on that D line, and he comes back for 2 at a reported $8.5 million for 2 years. So this is very similar to kind of the Charles Harris contract. Well, Harris was a little bit more. His was like 2 at 14 because he racked up so many sacks, and he plays at a more premium position on the edge. So John Kaminsky coming back. Dave Burkett of the Free Press reporting Will Harris coming back. I mentioned the glut of corners for the Lions, but as somebody that picked on Will Harris a lot on this podcast over the last few years, I really liked what number 25 did at the end of last season. They finally just moved him from safety to corner, used him on third downs, nickel, dime, slot, and I thought Will Harris played well. And you've got to have depth at that position. And he gets a 1-year deal. Burkett didn't have the money in his reporting, but he had it as a 1-year contract. So I like that move, again, for the Lions. You're retaining somebody that knows the system. It's not a long-term deal. It's not ridiculous money. You retain Will Harris on a 1-year contract. Matt Nelson was not tendered a contract the other day, but as the folks at Pride of Detroit pointed out, likely means that they'd still bring him back at a smaller number. And that is indeed the case today as the backup swing tackle. Nelson agrees to a new contract with the Lions. It also sounds like a 1-year deal. Now, again, you're probably going, Kaminsky, Nelson, Harris, like, okay, they're bit players. They're important pieces on the team. They're good depth pieces. Their culture fits. They all want to come back. They're all taking less because they all want to be here. They want to be a part of a winning team, a winning franchise. And the Lions are winning. They won more games last year. Fact, not breaking any news here. They won 9 games. They lost 8. 9 is more than 8. The illustrious Green Bay Packers did not win 9 games. The greatest team ever assembled, the Bears, suck. What do they go, 3-14? Right? The Vikings, other than tight ends, the Vikings have nothing. And Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. They lost Dalvin Tomlinson. They lost Eric Kendricks. It sounds like they're losing Harrison Smith. Dery Smith. So these players all coming back tells you a little something about where the Lions are right now. And again, at the time of this recording, it's 6 o'clock right now. On Tuesday, Jamal Williams remains unsigned. Nobody has offered him anything yet. We haven't seen. Lions are hopefully still talking to him. DJ Chark remains unsigned. And I said this before. Vaitai, Harris, Romeo, all still on the team. So maybe, just maybe, Chark could come back on another 1-year deal if nobody throws money at him. Now, again, receivers and running backs, it takes some time for a lot of them to get signed. We're seeing a lot of backs and receivers still on the market. Although I did see today Rashad Penny signed with the Eagles. Interesting. But there's a chance these guys could all come back because they want to be back. And as of now, they've gone unsigned here as the first 2 days of the legal tampering period have taken place. All right, coming up next, I got to make a comment about this Aaron Rodgers situation because I've about had enough. We'll do that coming up. First, though, let's talk about Built Bar every single day for my breakfast. Where do I have my Built Bar? Do I have my Built Bar in here somewhere? Hold on. Look at this. Earlier today, cookies and cream. I just got crumbs everywhere. That's the cookies and cream bar from Built Bar. Go to Built.com, get yourself a box and try them out. If you've not had Built Bars yet, they are fantastic. And they're good for you. Only 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. What makes Built Bars so good? Well, for starters, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. That's right, real chocolate. And now you don't need to wait around to get a box at Built.com, which you can do, but you can also go to your local Walmart or Sam's Club. That's right. Head to Walmart right now, get a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate, or the coconut puffs. Go to Sam's Club, grab that 13-bar box with our hit flavors, brownie batter and churro. You can thank me later. I've been eating Built Bars for years. I love them. Go to Built.com or Walmart or Sam's Club. All right, so apparently tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, diva, attention whore, Aaron Rodgers, now still of the Green Bay Packers, will go on the Pat McAfee show for his weekly hit. I think usually Rodgers is on Tuesdays, but he's on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Rumors and report. Trey Wingo said yesterday Rodgers was going to the Jets. It was a done deal. Reports came out today that Aaron Rodgers is trying to lure free agents to the Jets and reportedly told the Jets and Joe Douglas, their general manager, here's a list of players I want to see you sign. He's not even on the team yet. Allen Lazard just got a 4-year deal to go from the Packers to the Jets. Allen Lazard is not that good. He's fine. But Aaron Rodgers apparently wants to play with his guys. Remember last year when he demanded that the Packers bring back 96-year-old Randall Cobb? Give me a break. Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer. But he's holding the Jets hostage. The Packers can't sign anybody either because they don't know if he's going to be off the books or not. The deal's not done yet. And Rodgers reportedly is telling the Jets, here's my list of free agents that I want you to sign. That's not going to end well in New York. It's just not. If he plays poorly with the Jets, and if this backfires, he's going to get destroyed. And look, he's not the player he was. He's still very good. I'm still, as a Lions fan, happy to see him go because I don't know if Jordan Love can actually play the position full time. We'll see. But this Rodgers story, hopefully tomorrow, let's just pray. Let's do prayer hands. Let's just pray tomorrow he goes on McAfee's show and ends this charade and tells us he's going to the Jets because he loves the attention. This is why he won't retire. And I heard Mraz talk about it on the DA show. I heard Rico Beard mention it on the Valenti show. And I've said it. Aaron Rodgers is not retiring because he does not want to go into the Hall of Fame the same year as Tom Brady. They'd be going in the same year and with J.J. Watt. No way Rodgers is doing that. He wants the spotlight all to himself. But my gosh, this is just dragging on. I can't wait for it to be over. Hopefully tomorrow at 1 o'clock, he goes on McAfee show and says, I'm done with the Packers. I'm going to the Jets. Or I'm retiring. Or I'm taking a year off. I'll be back next year. Something. Please tell us something. Aren't you just happy as a Lions fan that there's no drama like this around here? Seriously. The Lions are drama-free. I still don't think the Lions would take Jalen Carter at 6 because I think they want to stay drama-free. But I could be wrong. All right, there it is. That is a Tuesday Locked On Lions. More free agency stuff tomorrow. We'll have the podcast a little bit later tomorrow night. I'm running around doing a bunch of things, but you'll have it tomorrow. the rest of the week. We'll get some guests on later in the week once free agency settles down a bit. Thanks for making us your first listen, checking us out on a Tuesday. Locked On Lions.